Good morning guys, welcome to today's video. So it's something a bit different today. The weather's a bit of a nightmare, which is why we're filming the introduction inside the car, because it's just really windy. But so we're not touching the bodywork today, but today, which some of the guys commented on in my Instagram, was to do a compression test on the engine. So you will have seen from some of the other videos you've actually got the car moving, but just for peace of mind, we thought, why not do a compression test? Something to learn. I've only done it once before on an older car, so I'm not ashamed to say that the engine side of things I'm not that knowledgeable on, but I've done my research as best as possible. So let's get the compression tester out and get the tools ready, and then we'll have a go at doing a compression test on the 33. Right guys, so as you can see, compression tester is out, got my socket set. There's some random tools, screwdrivers and bits and bobs in there in case I need them. Now, like I said, I'm no expert, but I'll just run over the plan of action. My logic is I'm going to have to remove this, so I'm going to take the 4 bolts off each corner, and then that should lift and be able to move out of the way. Then after the J-pipe's going to have to come off. So again, plan of action is disconnect it both ends, and then probably just disconnect the hoses, so leaving them where they are, the other end, so then I just know that I've just got to sort of reassemble the J-pipe. And this, I'm guessing this is going to have to come off, so I'm guessing just some long nose pliers to remove this, and then hopefully that's it, and then we can get the cover off and then start taking the spark plugs and the coil packs, which will be interesting as well, because looking at some of the old paperwork, I believe the car has got split, I think it's split fire coil packs, so it'd be interesting to see if they're still in there. But the paperwork that came with the car did say they did have those in. And I believe also, I would probably double check just before I do the compression tester, that I need to remove the angle sensor to stop the car actually sparking and fueling, so that needs to be removed. And then yeah, we'll run the test and keep our fingers crossed. The results are half decent. I'm going to do the compression tester also cold, so I believe we're looking for around 150 and quite even across the board. So I'll probably set up a time lapse, because hopefully this bit of footage, the wind hasn't distorted the sound, but yeah, I'll probably set up a time lapse now. I'm just going to quickly go over how I've gone about doing it. If it at least helps one person, then that's a win for me. So, like we said at the beginning, we're just going to undo this, and then that should move out of the way enough to get the cover off. There was 4 of these, and I was using an 8mm socket to get that one off. So 4 of those, just dumped them up there. That's freed that. Then you'll have seen I took these 2 off. These 2 came off here, which secured the J pipe, and that was using the other socket I had. So that's a 10mm socket for taking those 2. And then the logic sort of was, like I said, leaving the hoses connected around the engine bay and just disconnecting them from the J pipe, so when we assemble we just know that they've all got to go back onto the J pipe. So we loosened this one off and slid that one off, loosened the Jubilee here, and then slid the J pipe off there, loosened this as well, and I believe, let me just check, yep, so that's I'm guessing these are original Jubilees, but that's an 8mm down there, 8mm for these as well. Then what else did we do? Then we had this one which we've left connected down here, so just like long nose pliers to loosen this and slide it down, and then took that off this end, and then just a few vacuum lines which went on, so that would also just need sliding back on. And then there was a pipe over here that went into the J pipe, but it was just easy enough to just pull off, and then we'll put that back on. Again, just long nose pliers to slide them, and then take that off, and that's out the way. You had these 2 as well, which go, quote me if I'm wrong, the catch can. So yeah, again, loosen the clips on that and then just slid that off. But I think by leaving them all connected around the engine bay, so you've only got to focus on reconnecting everything on the J pipe's the best way to go. I think that was it. If not, I will, instead of doing a really quick time lapse, I will do it at a steady pace. So hopefully if I have missed something, you can watch through the time lapse, and if I have missed something, then you'll be able to see it in that footage. But yeah, we'll get the cover off now. Just stopping for a tea break because again, British weather, it's starting to rain. But yeah, quick tea break, and then we'll get the cover off and then start doing the compression test. It is a T25 Torx bit. That's not going to show up in there, but it's a T25 Torx bit to take these small screws across the cover. So yeah, we'll jump into time lapse and we're going to take that off now. Right guys, just before I jump into another time lapse, I think the last footage you would have seen us taking the cover off. Since then, off camera, we've just given sort of a vacuum and a clean up, all down here to just get all the dust and rubbish out of it. And then just to remove your connectors to your cool pack, if you don't know, is just push down on this bit, which releases it just off there, and then just carefully using sort of a flathead, or we've just used sort of this tool just to help pry the connector off, and then just slide the connector off. So we're going to do that all down the board, and then there's a couple of mounting points for the loom, so we're just going to unbolt that so we can move sort of the loom out the way, pull the core packs out then, and we'll have a quick look at them, remove the spark plugs, and then we'll get on to compression testing. Right guys, each core pack's out. we've checked the cool packs and they all look fine. Just referencing off Samit's video if anyone's watched that, but they look in good condition. Each cool pack has 2 8mm bolts, and they are this hole and this hole. Well, on our engine there was 2, but we just used sort of a conventional bit of cardboard, cut a hole. So one being this one, and then going back so we don't get them out of order. But yeah, there's no white, or there's slight discoloration which is probably due to the age, but there's no obvious damage in them. But yeah, there's this bracket that I see on your coil pack, and I don't know if it's standard or whether there's 4, but on ours there was 2 on the sort of that way. It's a 8mm bolt, so just undo those, and then when you pull these out you have to just apply a bit of pressure sort of evenly, and they will pop off the spark plugs. So next step is to remove the spark plugs, disconnect the cam angle sensor, and then I think we're in a position then to put in the compression tester and keep our fingers crossed. Right guys, so another update. All the plugs are out, all came out okay, but for some reason some were slightly tighter than others. But we've got the cam angle sensor disconnected now, got the compression tester in ready. I think everything else is done. Moved the loom out the way. Plugs are just put them in here with some green tape and then numbered them. So that is what they look like. This is the 5 looks. Is it 5? Yeah. 5 looks slightly darker than the others, but they all seem, apart from that one, seem fair consistency. So, yep, let's get cranking to test time. Keep your fingers crossed, and let's see what we get. Right guys, so we've compression tested the engine already from 1 to 6. So 1 to 4 raw reading 125. The back 2 were, I think it was 115. So not that much of a difference, but it is a little low. The battery does seem to be struggling, so I don't know if that's an issue with the slightly lower compression, as we were looking to get 150. But yeah, I just said for a show, because we haven't actually got one recorded, we'll just crank the engine now on cylinder 2 and show you. So as you can see, 125. We had a similar reading in 1, 3, 4, and then obviously 5 and 6 were slightly lower. It is obviously a bit lower than 150, but in promising is that they are consistent all the way across. So yeah, just need to do some digging on why it would slightly be lower. I don't know if it's, like I say, low battery, because obviously we're working on the car. The car very rarely gets started up on the battery, so I don't know if the battery's weakened and that would cause a lower compressor. Right guys, this is the end of the video. I am happy. We've got consistent readings across the engine. They are obviously lower than what I was expecting. I guess it could just be down to an old, well, a bit of a tired engine. The clock on the car says 99,000 on it, so it is, you know, it has been around a while, and you've got to remember obviously these are getting on a bit. But when we did start it up, apart from the slight bit of smoke that we got from the car, from the engine point of view, it sounded fine, and we couldn't notice any issues. So what we're going to do now is get the plugs just cleaned up slightly, put the plugs in, then just tidy up around here a bit before reassembling, and then get everything bolted back in. Hopefully the explanation of taking the J pipe off and how we've took it apart has been helpful, and all we're going to do is reverse that roll. So if you are interested in doing something similar, just follow the steps in reverse. And yeah, stay tuned, and I don't know what the next video will be. We've got a window motor for the passenger door, because the passenger window isn't working. and we've still got loads of prep with the bodywork as well. And then probably off camera I'll probably do some extra digging on maybe the slightly lower compression. But yeah, thanks again guys.